I feel like Keith Jackson, Nelly, the granddaddy of them all. The Breeders' Cup Classic, the last Breeders' Cup race on the Saturday card. Millie Ball, Jeff Siegler, and Vercruci. Millie, which of the two? Go ahead. Which one are you picking of the two?
This has been hard. I feel very loyal to both of the top two, American Pharoah and Beholder he's referring to. But Aaron, to me, American Pharoah, I just saw his work absolutely brilliant. He was supposed to go easy, and he was going easy, and he still went 46 and change and galloped out in 59 and change. He is back to his best form right now. I can honestly say, in watching the way he's trained up for this race, he's a freshened horse. He is training lights out.
Does he go wire to wire?
He goes wire to wire.
Wire to wire. Your
Wire
call.
to
Just
wire.
flag fall to that's all.
I think that's the plan.
All right, Siegel?
I don't see anybody who can get in front of him even if they wanted to. I mean, Beholder, Gary's been riding him and not sending her, which I think is the right thing to do, obviously. I don't think they're going to send Frost, and he was the one who kind of ran American Pharoah and kind of softened them up in the Travers. They're not going to ride him that way. I'm looking at the rest of the entries. There's nobody else. Smooth Roller can say fairly close, but he's coming off a race in which they went 48 to the half. Nobody gets in front of American Pharoah here, and Victor doesn't even have to send him, and that's why he's going to be so hard to beat. As Millie pointed out, and you've seen him work and train every day for the last month or so, you know how good he's doing. So I think we're going to see the same American Pharoah that we saw during the Triple Crown, and if that's the case, he wins.
I thought they gave him the Belmont Stakes. 2 furlongs into that race was over. American Pharoah. Next time out in the Haskell, I thought he earned that one, but I thought he beat a field that really didn't match up to him that well, especially the pace scenario. Monmouth favors speed horses. It is very difficult to close ground at Monmouth. Last time out, the only horse since his debut to beat American Pharoah, Keen Ice. And why did he beat him? Because it was 1.25 miles. And I think that's the difference maker. And I know Pharoah won the Belmont going 1.5 miles. I get it. I know he won the Derby going 1.25 miles. I get it. But off the layoff, I think the 1.25 miles is the difference maker. And Keen Ice is out to prove that win was no
Jeff, how many times have you known Bob Baffert to send out a short horse?
I didn't say he was short. I didn't say he was short. I said the 1.25 miles is the difference maker. You watch back the Derby stretch and the Belmont I thought they gave him, Keen Ice out to prove that was no
Well,
fluke.
we know 1.25 miles is not going to get American Pharoah beat because, as you pointed out, he already won going 1.5 miles. What would get him beat is a pace situation, which just is not going to exist in this race. I don't even think there isn't anybody in here who could go with him even if they wanted to.
Rodney Dangerfield's gonna win. Keen Ice gets no respect and he's the only one to beat Pharoah outside of his
Well, he is eligible to 2 other than Maiden or Clanton.
You're killing me with that, Siegel. He is. By the way, how many tickets alive to Beholder and American Pharoah, and that's it? 99%?
I think they'll get most of the action, yes.
Yes,
Monstrous
I agree.
R-Kong kind of upset if it's not one of those two?
If it's, I could actually,
I'm not asking you to pick one. I'm saying, is it like R-Kong winning the Classic if one of those two don't win? Is it that big of an upset?
No, because I think Frosted's got a look, and Keen Ice for the reasons you mentioned. Tone List is a terrific horse. Even Glen Eagles, if you look at his European form, is fantastic. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened way back when. So when Arkang won, I didn't even know who he was when he was in the race. These are good horses. Yeah. But again, the situation with the pace scenario, as we predict it will be, as if he needed any help, he's getting at American Pharoah because there is no pace.
1 to 10 surprised if one of those two loses?
I would be very surprised if one of those two loses.
Yeah. All right. Well, looks like a 2-horse race, except for me. Breeders' Cup Classic, the last and final on the Breeders' Cup card for Saturday.